What's up? It's your girl, Iman Get Alive. Guys, I did really bad. I did really bad this week. I did not do great at the artist way this week, and I could proudly own that. Because week 4, the task for week 4 was to not read anything. And the author literally was like, this is the chapter where most people like lose their marbles because they're like, what do you mean don't read? She was like, literally don't read. Like, don't read blogs, don't read like news, don't read any of that. And I read everything. I read all my comments, I read all my DMs, I read a bunch of news, I read a bunch of group chat messages. I read a lot. I consumed so much, my brain literally feels like it's fried. So, lesson learned, stick to the practices. Stick to the freaking practices, Iman. Girl. But it's just interesting because, like, I'm always on my phone, and I was telling my friends this too. I was like, I think I'm seriously addicted to my phone. Like, and I know most people actually are addicted to their phones. Like, a lot of us are in that stage where we just can't stop scrolling. It's either we can't stop scrolling or we can't stop like switching from app to app, or we literally just check our phone even though we know there's nothing going on there right now. But the thing is, I do have things going on. Like, I do have activity on my phone, I do have activity on my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube, my group chats, even Facebook, my email. Like, I have a lot going on, so it's actually pretty impossible to not read it. Like, I'm not gonna say impossible because anything's possible, but it's really difficult to not read it. And I might join week 4's lesson with week 5 and try to not read at all this upcoming week and do whatever tasks are in the week 5. Hey, y'all. I know there's nobody here right now. But it was just an interesting learning curve for me because I have never done that before. I've never had a challenge where the challenge was don't read. Never in my life have I ever even considered that idea because I like reading, I like learning, I like doing new things, right? So even if I'm not reading on my phone, I'm reading a book or I'm reading an article or like I'm reading signs. Like, I'm always reading. I think what the author was like trying to get across though is that not everything is necessary to like take in, which is a very good thing because when you're trying to manifest, when you're trying to focus, when you're trying to create something, you can't be consuming more than you're actually creating because your juju is going to get mixed up with the energy of everything else that you're consuming. So it's like, spiritually, I get it. I get why that practice was there. But physically, like actually doing it, like realistically doing it, it was pretty impossible. It was really, really difficult to do that. So I don't know what the tasks are because, to be honest, I didn't do that great of a job this week. But here's the thing about me is like I don't even go so like I don't punish myself for not doing things even if I say that I'm going to do them because I know that my intention was to do them, which means I'm going to get to it. It's just a matter of when, you know? And some weeks are busier than other weeks. Like last week I actually worked so much and I was so tired and I even did like things after I was done working. So my week last week was literally filled, like every single day I had stuff to do. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm performing in Tulum on July 31st. I don't know where these little fuzzies are that are floating all around me. I'm performing in Tulum on July 31st. Woohoo! So I've been actually trying to allocate some time to practice my songs that I'm going to do. And I'm also dropping a song on July 31st. What do you guys think of the Pretty Girls Don't Cry cover? Because personally, I'm loving that shit. It's so cute. Period. Oh yeah, so the tasks for this week were basically to try to like, okay, so she was also talking about how environment plays a huge role in what you create, which is very facts, very true, because every single time I'm in a place, living in a place where like the vibe, there's just no vibe, there's no aesthetic, it's just a house, I don't make my best work. But that's why I like going to hotels sometimes and just like spending a night or two in a hotel, because the thing about hotels is you don't have to clean anything. The breakfast bar is there, usually the breakfast buffet, whatever is there. And most of the time, the vibe is like very bright and minimalistic and, bougie. So that puts me in a good mood to create. That puts me in a good place to like make things. It's just that you can't really like book a hotel room and then sing all night unless you want to piss off the neighbors. But it's good for making content. It's good for writing. It's good for like that sort of thing. It is very, very hot in Mexico. Okay, so Mexico doesn't have central AC, which means every place only has their AC like installed on the wall. In the place that I'm in right now, the AC is only in the bedroom. And my desk is out here in the living room. So it's on over there, but it's not reaching me because I'm sitting in the living room. Okay. So yeah, she was literally talking about visualizing, like imagining our dream environment. Excuse me. And one thing about me that I need in my environment is natural light. I need big, 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 big windows with lots of natural light, lots of like views. I need a view to look at. If I don't have a view, I get very like I feel very cramped. Cramped up? Cramped up? Is that the word? I think cramped. Yeah. Is that the word? Maybe. I'm gonna have to Google it later. But yeah, I do feel like I'm being suffocated almost, because I don't know, just like seeing nature, seeing vibes, seeing like the trees, the water, whatever, something like that, and having big windows and still being inside, it puts me in a great mood to do stuff. Which is why I low-key miss my apartment in Mississauga, because I did have that in Mississauga. And I had a balcony too, which was great, but it just sucked because 7 months of the year it was too cold to sit out there. So what's the point of having a balcony that you can't even use for over 50% of the time that you're paying for it? Yeah, Velma? Yeah, Velma? So yeah, I think my dream environment is like a condo with floor-to-ceiling windows, massive lights, like chandeliers. Why is this light changing so much? Like, look at it, looks purple right now, but then when I move my hands, it goes yellow. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan. I don't like how you do all that. Maybe I could change my background light to purple or something. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's make it purple. Purple's cute. Chandeliers. I like chandeliers. I like little lights that are like little lamps and stuff that go in the corners of rooms. I don't like overhead bright white lights. Like, that's the worst shit in the world for me. I hate overhead white lights. It just reminds me of school and like office buildings, and it makes me want to, you know. So yeah. Then I need lots of plants, lots of greenery, lots of embroidered rugs, artwork, scents, good scents, aromatherapy, incense, diffuser, that sort of thing. And probably a couple kitties. Oh yeah, and one thing about Mexico is that Mexico cats do not let you pet them, which I wasn't prepared for, because most of the time when I travel, like stray cats want you to pet them because they want food. But Mexico cats, they literally run away the second that you come near them. So I went to Tulum last night, and there was a kitty in the bar, which was amazing because usually they don't even like go near people. And then I found out that the kitty lives there, and he lets like people pet him and whatever. And so I picked him up, and he didn't really like when I picked him up. But as soon as I picked him up, he realized, oh, you're a real one. I'm gonna let you love me. So he let me love him for the rest of the night, which was really fun. I genuinely love animals. Like, when I get to pet an animal, my life literally increases. My happiness literally increases. Okay. So then she asked us in week 4 to convert our environment, to do one thing in our environment that makes it more enjoyable to be in. Ask me if I did that. Yeah, I didn't do that. I'm telling you, this is the thing about me, is like, if I'm going to stick to something, I'm going to stick to it, but I'm also going to be honest about how it's working out every step of the way. This week, was not my best week. It was not my best week. It's week 4, right? So I'm 1/3 of the way through now because there's 12 weeks. So I'm 1/3 of the way through, and at the end of the first 1/3, I was like, yeah, which is okay, because I'm gonna pick back up, and I'm gonna do all my tasks for week 4 and week 5 in week 5. Oh yeah, and as for the morning pages, so you're supposed to do the morning pages every single day. I have been having such a hard time actually writing 3 full pages of information. So I started just writing affirmations and like repeating them for 3 pages. Because sometimes it takes me more effort to think of what I'm going to write than to just write. So if I don't have the capacity to think because it's first thing in the morning, I just write affirmations. I'm so loved. I'm so wealthy. I'm so rich. My music is so great and inspirational. And I'll just like repeat that over and over and over. Today, I did not do my morning pages. And the reason why is because I went out drinking last night and I got home at like 3 a.m., fell asleep, woke up at 1 p.m. My friend was like, do you want to come to my pool? I said, okay. So I went to her pool, got my hair wet, and you guys can see the hair. My hair looks great because I spent 3 hours washing and drying it. So I didn't do the morning pages. By the time I got back home, it was like 6:30. Took a shower, got out at 7. Been washing and drying my hair ever since. So yeah, the end of week 4 didn't go great. Didn't go as planned. But I still love you, Iman. You're still my favorite person. Iman, you're so cute. Hey, Iman, do you want to go out with me? I don't like this little... Why is this little piece here? Like, girl, if you don't move... Guys, what is it called when you get, like, a fit of rage? When you take a bite of a sandwich and it all falls apart? Like, this is why sometimes I just hate tacos. Like, I love tacos because they're so delicious, but sometimes the rage that I feel when I take a bite and it all falls apart, I'm like, oh my God. What is the point of me having this constructed thing that's literally going to fall apart the first moment I take a bite of it? One time I was in a really bad mood and I ended up smashing my sandwich. Like, I literally like smashed it with my fist because it was falling apart and it was pissing me off and it was made so poorly, and I was like, I'm not eating that. I don't know what that mental illness is called, but it's definitely a mental illness. It's definitely a mental illness, Iman. Okay, moving on. I do want to decorate this apartment that I'm in right now. But the thing is, like, I want to do it all at once, you know? Like, doing things slowly. Maybe I'll get a couple plants this week. Maybe I should get some plants. That's a small improvement I can make. And then it actually gives me something to take care of every day. I know I'm itching because I'm sweaty, but also the wind is blowing on me, so it's like drying my sweat onto my skin, and it's not the greatest sensation, you guys. Oh. So, the last thing I want to talk about, because today is going to be a short little live. Oh yeah, my date for myself. I didn't do that either. Damn. Monday is my solo date day, but I didn't go on a solo date. I did have an hour at the pool by myself, so technically that counts, but it wasn't intentional. Like, I didn't intentionally set out to go do that. I gotta take myself out on a date. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I can go to the gym. That could be my date. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna go sign up for the gym again because I haven't had a membership in a couple months. But now I can go to the gym. Cool. Oh yeah, and so what I'm gonna do, the last thing I'm gonna do actually, is review my week 1. Guys, I spilled some water on my journal, and now look at the pages. Look at how they look. But the good thing is I'm pretty much almost done this journal. These are the only amount of pages I have left before it's full. Before it's fully full and fully complete. Okay. When did I start this journey? 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. this week 1? Did I start on Saturday, July 5th? No. Week 2. Okay, let's go to week 1. Week 2, The Artist's Way. Wow, I've been writing a lot. This is actually good to look back on it. I like looking back at my progress. That makes me so happy that I have so much progress. Damn, I don't remember when I started. Oh yeah, I do remember when I started. I started when I started writing the dates. Yes, okay. So I started on Thursday, June 26th, technically. And the first sentence I wrote is, today my brain feels a little foggy. How funny. The first sentence of the second entry. I'm so funny. I love my morning pages. I know you're not supposed to read them, but I'm going to read them because this is funny. Friday, June 27th, I wrote, I'm so sick of stupidity and people who don't think for themselves. Oh, that is so funny. Okay, well, oh yeah, I wrote some good stuff that happened too. Also, I have really neat writing. I really like my writing. Oh yeah, so this is what I was looking for. I was looking for my page of like changing the way that I perceive the things that people say to me to see like if I'm still aligned on that. So for example, if someone calls me crazy, that means I'm saying something that's right. If someone calls me too much, that means I'm being passionate. If someone calls me confused, that means I'm speaking my truth. If someone calls me delusional, that means I'm having faith in myself. If someone calls me loud, that means I'm being confident. If someone says I'm wrong, that means I'm breaking barriers. I like this one, wrong. You're wrong. No, I'm breaking barriers. If someone calls me a loser, that means I'm a nonconformist. If someone calls me insane, that means I'm an independent thinker. If someone calls me a procrastinator, that means I'm someone who's living in the present moment. That's exactly what I did this week, actually. I'm calling myself a procrastinator because I didn't do any of the tasks that I needed to do because I was living in the present moment. Period. There's a solution to everything. Period. If someone calls me broke, that means I'm focused on enjoying what I have. If someone calls me a wannabe or an attention seeker, that means I'm brave. If someone calls me a liar, that means I'm a truth teller. If someone calls me dumb, that means I'm too intelligent. If someone calls me greedy, that means I'm not staying satisfied with a little. If someone says that I need to work more, I need to work harder, that means I'm already disciplined. And if someone calls me lazy, that means I'm prioritizing rest. So that's what the task was for this week, was to reflect on the things that are like scary to you. Getting criticized is scary to me. I've been getting criticized a lot lately for the things that I've been saying on TikTok. I don't know if anyone who follows me on YouTube follows me on TikTok too, but I've been having to really ground myself. I've been having to really be emotionally intelligent and be like, yo, these are all projections. These are all projections of what these people think about themselves, Iman. It has nothing to do with you, Iman. You're just so perfect, Iman. Guys, I'm just kidding. It's actually like, but like, actually, if I'm not gonna big myself up, then who is? Am I supposed to just let myself believe the shit that people are saying about me? Am I supposed to just let them say that about me and believe it? No, never. You can say what you want to say, but I'm not gonna believe it because I choose my own thoughts. Okay. And then the last thing that I had to do was reflect on my reading deprivation, on the fact that I was supposed to not read all week. So it says, write about how you did it. In a tantrum, a slip up, a binge, how do you feel about it? Why? So I'm going to do that later, but I'm just going to say how I feel about it too. I feel a little disappointed in myself for not being able to commit to that. But I also feel like I have more self-awareness now. Like now I know just how much I'm actually reading on a weekly basis. Like it's not that necessary. It's good to read. It's good to be educated. It's good to be informed. But to just have constant words entering your brain nonstop, No bueno, no bueno. Okay, that's that. We have reached the end of week 4. Week 4 is over. Okay, this is really pissing me off. What should I do about it? Should I just cut it? No, I'm not gonna cut it. I'm just gonna move it back there. Okay, guys. Thank you for those of you who tapped in, even if it was for 15 seconds. Mwah, I love you. One thing about me is I'm gonna talk like there's 100 million people on live right now watching me. Hi, 100 million fans. Hi. Love you guys. I'm gonna go make a TikTok video now. I know I wasn't gonna make a TikTok today, but then I got a download and I know exactly what I'm gonna talk about, so I'm gonna make a TikTok about it. And I'll see you guys here next Monday night. Mwah! Iman, get a life out.